Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about my skincare favourites, old and new. So this one was requested by somebody, and if I can find who it was I will put it down below as usual, and it was about what kind of skincare products are still your favourite, and then I thought I would add in why they're not if they are not, and what I replace them with if I have it. So at the moment I do not have a lot of my favourite skincare products or even like new favourite skincare products because simply put the shipping, I cannot get them to me at the moment. So I wanted to show you guys a few of the things that I do have, which is like 2 things, and then I'll just put like little pictures of the rest of them. So the first is my favourite cleanser. So my all-time favourite cleanser is the Sum 37 Rose Miracle Cleansing Stick, which has been discontinued. So I of course have replaced it, not because I wanted to replace it, but because I have no other choice. And this is the Puremay Wonder Stick Cleanser in Rose. This is my second one. When my younger brother was over in Korea with his partner, I asked them to pick some of these up for me. I don't think they could find a physical store, but they did get them delivered. So I had one and my younger sister Emily had one. She wasn't able to use hers for very long because she has very sensitive skin, and so she did get a reaction from this. I'm not sure why. It pretty much has the same skincare products as the Sum 37 did, and I find it to be almost exactly the same. The only thing I dislike about it is the cap, which I think I've spoken about before a few times. It's like a gigantic chapstick basically. If you don't wind this pretty much all the way down, when you put the cap on it will squish up into the lid, which I do not like. There is very, like, it's got the tiniest like centimetre maybe of room at the top, which is not great. And I also don't like that it encloses pretty much the entire thing. Only reason is because I use this in the shower and it gets wet, and then I put a cap back over the top and it seals in all the dampness and it's just weird. But I really enjoy this. I like a good stick cleanser. I find them really portable, really easy to use. I'm just winding it down to see how much product I've got left. I did find these for sale on Juki. I worked with them a little while back, a few months I think maybe. Oh, it's about halfway full, that's not too bad. And I did see that they were selling Puremay products. So if you do want to purchase one, that is one of the places that they are for sale with international shipping. I absolutely love them. I would definitely buy it again. They have a few other scents as well. So this is the rose, but then they did have like, I don't think it was tea tree, but it was some kind of like maybe greener, and then one that had maybe yellow in it. There were 3. Shady on the details, I know. So then we're thinking about toners. I have had a few favorite toners in the past, and I have 0 of them right now and 0 to show you. So one of the favorite toners that I've had in the past is the Klairs Supple Preparation Toner, and I still love this. I need to purchase another one. I would like to purchase another one. I have no bad feelings towards it. I think that it is a really beautiful light toner, so I would use 2 or 3 layers of this morning and night. It smells nice. I have tried the unscented version as well as the scented, and I prefer the scented one because my skin doesn't react badly to fragrances in products. I know some people can. I'm so sorry for you if you like fragrances and your skin doesn't like it. But I really do really like that one. The other one is the Hada Labo. Oh, it's the gold one. I'll put a picture and I'll put the name down. And this is one that I have been getting a few questions about recently on videos. So like the video that I did on is years old by now. People still pop up with some questions, like if I still use it. I haven't had this toner in so long, but I was actually thinking about purchasing it like a month ago while we were in quarantine. I was like, I can't, because the shipping, I have to pay for DHL, and when it comes from Japan it is really expensive for some reason, so I'm going to wait it out a little bit. But I miss the way that that felt on my skin and how my skin used to feel while using it, so I'm really keen to get that back into my rotation. Like, talking about all the skincare just makes me want to go and binge purchase all of my old favorites again so that I can use them again. But I really liked that toner. It was super moisturizing. It didn't break my skin out. It was really thick though. That's why I'm not sure if it was a serum or if it was actually a toner. I certainly used it as a toner. I would use it after the Klairs toner and before a serum, and it was like a thick texture that was slightly liquidy, so it wasn't a full gel because the consistency, it wouldn't stay in like a mound on your hand, but it wasn't runny like water, so if you put it on your hand it would sort of sit in a pool, but it wouldn't dribble out between your fingers. It was so beautiful. You only needed 1 layer of it, and so that 1 bottle lasts forever. And yeah, I really want to buy another one of them now. Then moving on to serums, my favorite serums, I think the one that I can think of off the top of my head is the There's one that I don't like anymore, which is the Skinfood Black Sugar First Essence Serum. The original version I absolutely loved. It was really brightening. I think it had a lot of niacinamide in it and my skin just adored it. And then when they redid the formula, they added I think Saccharomyces maybe. It was some kind of fermented product and my skin cannot tolerate ferments. It just does not do it, and that broke me out. And I was just so sad that I couldn't use it anymore, but that's okay, we move on. So that was a favorite and now is no longer a favorite because of the reformulation. Then there is the I'm From Ginseng Serum, and I quite liked the I'm From Magnolia Serum. Both of these made my skin super plump, super beautiful. The ginseng did smell really weird when I got it the first time, but after like a week or so of using it, I actually came to quite like the scent. I have used that ginseng serum, like I've repurchased that like 4 or 5 times now, I think, like quite a lot. At the moment I'm using the I'm From Honey Serum, which I was hoping was going to do the same thing, and it does not. Don't get the honey serum if you're expecting the results like you had from the ginseng serum or the magnolia essence serum. If you tried those ones, it is not the same. It's not terrible, but it just feels quite silicone-y and it doesn't really feel like it's doing much to my skin. I am powering through it. I've also got the Klairs serum at the moment, which I have liked in the past, but at the moment I'm finding it a bit bland. I think maybe because with the rest of the skincare that I'm using, I don't have any like big favorites in the other skincare that I'm using, like serums and creams, and so my skin at the moment is just feeling a bit like meh. But I don't want to throw them out because they have no resale value. I don't want to be wasteful. I would rather power through the bleh feeling and just use everything. So I have that one as well. But yeah, I am really missing my I'm From Ginseng serum, and I'm looking forward to finishing the other one so that I can purchase it again. Treatments. I can't think of any topical acids that have been a favorite. I think I've said that the ordinary lactic acid has been a favorite in the past, and that's still true. I still have the lactic acid. I have been using retinols recently, so I've been trying out one of the ordinary retinols, and I haven't been using the lactic acid so much in the rotation, which is why I didn't immediately think about it. Yeah, it's still a favorite. It's a lactic acid, it's nice, but I feel like its biggest selling point for me is that it's super cheap because I've been using it on my body, on my weird tan lines, and it's working really well on that. So yeah, other than that, for treatments, I've also got some pimple patches. So previously I've said that the Cosrx pimple master patches have been a favorite, and they have been usurped by somebody else very recently because the competitor product does one thing that I really hate about the Cosrx that did not make sense as a sentence. So we'll start out with the Cosrx. This is the tiny little sheet that you get, and I have one big one and then 1, 2, 3 of those are stuck together. Yeah, 3 of those are stuck together. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4 little ones that I can use. So I like the Cosrx patches and I've used them for years. I used to have extremely bad skin. If you have watched my videos from like 5 years back now, I went on Accutane for 2 whole years. I cleared up my skin and it's been great. I do still get the odd pimple. Annoyingly, I haven't had a pimple in 2 weeks, which is frustrating because I have been trying out a new product from a brand called ElaBand. So they sent me a bunch of products and they are sponsoring this video. Thank you so much, ElaBand. I can't even say your name properly. Fantastic. And even though they are sponsoring this video and they sent the products out for review, this does not mean that they get a positive review automatically. I'm always super fair and will give you the pros and cons of every product, no matter what. So back to the Cosrx ones. I have used them for years and I did really like them, but there are a few things that bothered me about them. One was the size and the way that you get them off the paper. So they come on this little piece of paper and then there are 3 sizes. They're mostly on the bigger size, which is fine, but then they go sort of like 3 by 3, there's 9 of the really big ones, and then there's only 5 of the medium ones, and then quite a few of these tiny little ones. And I never get use out of those tiny little ones. They're just too small to do anything for me. Personally, I just think that they're too small. And so I end up with, like, this sheet has a bunch of the little ones and none of the medium to big size ones. The second thing that frustrates me about the product is that they move. During the night, I will put them on before I go to sleep, and then in the morning, if it's on a weirder place, so if it's any kind of like around the creases of my mouth, which is where I get acne the most, or on the sides of my face, they will be gone in the morning. They will not be on my face anymore, so they haven't done their job of helping me to cure and flatten my acne out. However, they do that. They are quite thick as well, so I couldn't wear these day to day if I wanted to. They look like pimple patches, which is unfortunate. And even with the movability, like I'm looking at the 3 that are stuck together here in the center, Like even on the piece of paper they won't stay still. So I was kind of like, they're not great. There are a few other like pimple patches like with microneedles in them that I've seen floating around, and I'm just a little bit scared about that. Yeah. So the ones that I have been using instead are from ElaBand. It's ElaBand. Oh, so they sent me out 2 different types, and the first one I'm going to talk about are just the Hydro Dots. These I love. They come in little tear tabs and they're all the same size, which is like the biggest size of the Cosrx. They also do that really fun thing like you get when you have band-aids, where you pull half of it and then you get the sticker on the other half, so you don't actually have to. So you take off one half of it and then you're left with that. So you can press it on something and then you can theoretically take off the backing. This works really well if you're pressing it onto something like a finger, but it doesn't work super well if you're putting it onto your face. So I did try to do this a few times and like I couldn't, depending on where the product was, I wasn't able to always successfully rip off the other half. So while I really enjoy that idea, it doesn't always work that well for me. The second thing I like about these is that they are incredibly sticky. I have just been putting them on my face because if I can't test them out on any acne because I don't have any, what a perfect poster child, I may as well test out the stickiness, because that was something that I specifically didn't like about the Cosrx ones. And yeah, they stick so well to your face, like too well in some places. Like they are slightly hard to get off. So if you have a pimple that is like one of those little white heads or something that has only recently scabbed, I would be cautious with like just heat it up a little bit before you take it off, because they do stick really, really firmly. But you can't really see them as well, which is what I really like. So I just stuck the patch onto the top of my hand there. So it's difficult to see. You can still see it a little bit, but it's definitely a lot easier. So I love that I could take these traveling and say I'm only going for like a few days, so I only take a few of them. I don't have to take the entire sheet, and they're super sticky. Love them. The other ones that I was sent were the Tea Tree. So ElaBand Hydro Dot Tea Tree. So these ones, they come on the little rip sheets as well, but these ones you have to kind of do them all at the same time. So you can't rip one square out, it's just one line of them, and you would have to sort of cut to get the same sort of effect with the other ones. These ones are slightly smaller, so these ones I would say are like a medium size, so you'd have to tear down the side slightly and then you can kind of pick it up with a corner of your finger. So these ones are slightly smaller, but again they have that same beautiful stickiness, and these ones I think are slightly more invisible than the full size ones as well. So that's where that one is. You can't see it. That's where the big one is there. And so they feel like almost nothing. They feel like super invisible. So those are all of the things that I like about these. There are some things that I don't like. Don't get me wrong, they're super sticky, and then sometimes you can cause a little bit of extra trauma to the skin, but then I like the stickiness because they don't come off of my face. Even if I stick them in stupid places where I get stupid places of pimples, right in the corner of my lip, stayed on all night. Beautiful, that's what I want it to do. But on the more sensitive skin you may have some irritation, I think, personally. I haven't been able to try them out on any pimples, so I cannot say for certain whether they are good for that, because I simply have not tried it. And I don't want to lie to you by saying that they are. But I am super excited to try more of them. The other downside for me is that they are only available on Amazon, and the shipping is double the price to get them to New Zealand than it is to buy them. So like it's $11.99 to buy them, and then for shipping to New Zealand it's an extra $25. And it's not really a viable option for me, unfortunately. So I'll treasure the ones that I have, and then hope that they have different suppliers in the future so that I can buy more. So then there are 2 more remaining topics to talk about for skincare. The first is creams. My favorite cream is the Klairs Supple Moist Preparation Cream. I think I've forgotten a word in there maybe. It's a long title, but I love this one, and I haven't got it at the moment. I've finished up I think 5 or 6 bottles in total of this product, and I just think that they are superb. It's definitely my favorite cream that I've tried in quite some time. I am finishing up and I'm from Honey Cream, and then I will buy another Klairs cream in the interim so that I can try out some other creams afterwards. I just don't want to always use the same thing. I do want a bit of variant for my skincare, and I'm almost out of that other I'm From cream. So I'll go back to the Klairs for a little bit and then try something new so there's more variation. Yeah, the I'm From cream that I'm trying at the moment is not my favorite. it just doesn't have that wow factor for me as a cream. It's fine, but it's not like wow. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. And then the last one is sunscreens, and I have so many favorite sunscreens. It's ridiculous. The one that I have at the moment is the Klairs UV Airy Essence Sunscreen, and I'm on my second bottle of this, I think, second or third. I love it. It is beautiful, it is lightweight, goes beautifully under makeup. It's probably my favorite as a winter time sunscreen, which is what it is at the moment in New Zealand. I also apologize, the clouds have taken away the sun. Might come back, I'm a little bit blue, but that's okay. And it just, that Klairs sunscreen makes my skin look so pretty, just dewy, gorgeous, and I'm not sweaty, so it's fine. Yeah, it's all round a beautiful sunscreen. Has been a favorite for a while, is still a favorite. Then there are quite a few other ones. There is the UV Mermaid gel. I think this is by Canmake, and I also love this one. It has a bit of a shimmer to it. It is a bit stronger. It is a little bit more drying to the skin than the Klairs is, but I still absolutely love it nonetheless. This is more like a, I'm going to say spring or autumn, so when the weather is a little bit more hot, so that I can have a little bit more dryness to the skin without making my skin feel like the Sahara Desert, which it probably would do a little bit more in winter. But yeah, that one is still a favorite. It's slightly harder to get hold of, and it is a smaller bottle. So cost per mil, I would say the Klairs probably works out better, but I do really enjoy that Canmake one. And then there are quite a few from the brand Sunkiller. My favorite is the yellow one. I can't remember what it's called because it has been probably a year or two since I've used it. The reason is because I haven't bought from Dokudemo in quite some time, which is where I was getting the sunscreens from because they are Japanese, slightly harder to find. And I have a sneaky suspicion, it's a Sunkiller one, that it has been discontinued. But I loved that one. It was super strong. It was like a milky formula, and so it made the skin feel like a soft matte, but it wasn't a matte finish sunscreen, and it had sort of like that matte feel to it. So my skin did feel quite dry when using it, and so that one was specifically a summertime one for me, but once it was on, it did not budge, and it just made the skin look so pretty because it did give that kind of like matte finish to the skin as well, and I just absolutely loved it. I am going to have to like hunt down pictures of all of these. This was a lengthy talky video and not much to see because I simply do not have the products. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about my skincare faves. If you have any questions about them, or if you have seen me talk about something that I've forgotten about, which I absolutely may have because I've tried so many products, it's really hard to remember all of them, let alone their names, especially when the names are like 5 or 6 words long and they don't make sense a lot of the time. That is tricky. So I've tried my best to remember everything. Apologies to the brands if I have accidentally mixed the brands up, like the Canmake one. I'm like, is it Canmake? But thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys have any other requests, please do leave them down below. Sometimes it takes me a while to process and actually get the videos up and running. This one in particular, because it was sponsored by ElaBand, was possible because they made it possible. They requested that I do some kind of video featuring their products, and I thought that it was a great way to incorporate a video suggestion from you guys alongside it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!